Remember all that stuff about Carter insisting that little Amy go to public schools in DC when he moves into 1600? She's been quoted as saying she'll be happy when her daddy becomes president so she can go to an all-girls school. Boys are nasty. Besides, there aren't any all-girls public schools. Whoever wins, local real estate brokers will have a field day. Ford will sweep just as hard as Carter. Some GOP appointees have put their resignation letters on ice now that the polls show their man on the rise. Oddsmakers narrowing spread. Jody Powell, Carter's press secretary, so positive his boss will win, he's already sold his house in Georgia. Brooke Farland replaced as social secretary to new Argentinian ambassador. British ambassador Ramsbotham will be going home. American ambassador to Japan developing galloping case of pomposity. Even his wife refers to him as Mr. Ambassador, and he refers to himself in the third person. We were wrong. The Arabs like Shirley Temple Black. So does everybody. Recent trip of diplomats to Kansas City led by Mrs. Black won her high marks for grace, charm, humility and knowledge. Insiders buzzing about the Diet Pepsi Express that hauled 12 cases of Henry Kissinger's favorite drink from Guam to Hawaii on recent trip. Of course, his favorite drink was missing from original baggage. So that's the secret. Ralph Becker to be new ambassador to Honduras. Protocol office in Washington getting persistent calls from ambassador from Mars. He insisted on seeing President Ford to chew him out for disturbing his planet with that space contraption. Investigation found him to be living in Massachusetts, which is sometimes just his way out. Mrs. Yitzhak Rabin slipped into town quietly for a week to visit Washington friends made during her husband's stay as ambassador. Washingtonians going or en route to Peking include Senator and Mrs. Mike Mansfield, the Sydney Zlotniks, and Feds Arthur and Helen Burns. New CBS President Arthur Taylor drawing a bead on NBC, which is slipping badly on the TV side, especially in the news end. Expect some heavy dumping with some vet Washington newsmen getting axed. ABC calling off that big Washington launch for Barbara Walters. Washington Post management in sweetheart move raised editorial staffers' salaries prior to negotiating new contract. Ben Bradley still rumored for new job in hierarchy. Some say nepotism rule at Post may be part of reason husbands and wives can't work there, a legal fine point. One of the passengers on that hijacked Air France jet at Entebbe airport in Uganda told his wife he was on a business trip, until his name showed up on the hostage list with his secretary. Maybe now he wished he'd never been rescued. Sigmund Gershman of the National Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is a disappointed man. As far as foundation contributions are concerned, it seems that old Dominioners are outdoing themselves in penny pinching. He says he's depending on Dossiers to reverse the downward trend. Males now dominate as sponsors of big charity events. Alejandro Orfila numero uno in that department. Pisces to get a facelift. Tearing out library for more bar room and making very posh private room. Also got a new chef. That New York Daily supposedly coming to Fun City soon, now kaput. Local department stores vying for the right people. Woody's started the trend with a Super Russian party. Garfinkel's followed with La Scala. Bloomy's did an art number benefit, and it's back again to Woody's in October. Washington's new restaurant scene going crazy. One new restaurant will cater to the gay crowd, which could mean a breakout from the Southeast Enclave. True Davis, unhappy about his string of 16 horses, will start all over again. Success has not made Betty Ray happier. Barbara and Daniel Draw from Houston, now looking for a place here, expected to make a huge party dent. They hosted that big one for the Houston Opera at Pisces. Rumored also to be on the way include Myrna Firestone, Rudolph Nureyev, Beatle Paul McCartney, and a host of others who sense the Washington Renaissance. Prominent Washington women will meet secretly soon to pick the 10 most attractive men of Washington to be featured in Dossier's November issue.